Flosstube Craft Tube. My name is Tia and welcome to my channel here at Calm Creations on YouTube. This is where I share all my crafty bits and pieces and things that I've been up to over the past week. So today I've got a few things to share with you, and so we'll get stuck in. So firstly I want to send virtual hugs to Aussie Maria, Patchy Pony Stitcher, Darren, Judith, Cheryl, Crafty Yams and Emily. Thank you very much for your comments and taking time out of your day to spend with me in my little crafting journey. So thank you very much, I do appreciate it. So we will start with my travel stitching. Now I haven't done an awful lot on this piece, which is Tribal Turtle by Mo Sale. So that's my travel stitching piece, and I haven't done very much. Nope, that's the needle. So I put in a few rows just in the turtles in the centerpiece. So, and this is stitched on a piece, I think it's 18 count Ada, hand dyed by, crafted by Juliet. So that's my tribal turtle. What I'm thinking of doing with that one is maybe spending some time and just do some outlining, and then because it's all one colour I can just fill in all the stitches and it'll go pretty quick. So that is that one. Now the other piece that I'm regularly working on is the Granny Square Cell by Laurie Holt for Bee in My Bonnet and the Fat Quarter Shop. So each week you stitch a new block. So it will, where's the picture? So that's what that's what I'm stitching there. So I've done 1 and 2. I'll show you those. So that's that there. Now I've got terrible lighting because my main light bulb's blowing, so I've had to plug in my ring light. So where's my needle gone from that earlier? Anyway, I've finished block 2 and I'm ready to start block 3 down here. So that is that one. Now I also, so I'll take that out. I've also crocheted, whoops, so there's on the chart there's 2 charts. So there's the big one with all 4, and then there's a smaller sort of bonus one of just one granny square. So what I thought I'd do, so that's the 4 that I'm doing, and then this one here's the sort of bonus one that you get. But what I did was, using the Call for DMC, I crocheted a little tiny granny square using DMC. It was a bit fiddly, but I got there and I just made it into a scissor fob. So that's my little crochet. I used all 6 strands, so it was, yeah, it was a bit of fun. So that was that one. Now I can go back in there so I don't lose it. And put that away. So today I can start on the third square. So that's that. Now my piece for last week's stitching was Aurora Cabin by Dimensions. So that's what it'll look like when it's finished. And when I started it, I'd only done sort of half of the cabin, but I've put in a bit of progress, so let me show you that. So here's where I'm up to on there. So I've done all of this. I did a little bit of let me just wiggle in a little bit of work in the cabin, but you can't even tell where I've been. But I thought I'd go ahead and come over here. So those are all the branches for the trees that are in the forest, and then these are all the stones. And now these charts, if you've ever stitched a dimensions chart, you know that they're not for the faint-hearted. Sorry, oh, that's all going to tip over. There is so many different things in it where you have to read the pattern so carefully. There's 6 strands, 4 strands, 1 strand, tent stitch. But this black, like this darker black and these trees, that's all 6 strands. And I broke a needle pulling it through. But yeah, it's certainly going to create some beautiful texture. And there's 1 strand in there, there's 6, there's 4. So I'm very happy with the progress on that one. And then starting today, we switch over to Home of a Needleworker, which is this one, and by Little House Needleworks. And this is on a random piece of fabric that I bought from the cheap shop. It was only $2. So this is where I'm up to now. So I will be putting that in the hoop today and doing some more work on that. And then next week, next week's stitching is Jamie, Claire and Frank by Heaven and Earth Designs. So this will be getting some stitches in it next week. So this is on 25 count easy grid, and it's in my Outlander bag that was made by Taryn from Handmade by Teaser on Facebook. So I'll show you where I'm up to. I haven't worked on this for so long. I've got a few dangly threads, but you know. So this is where I'm up to so far. You can see Jamie's face. I wanted to travel down so I could get part of his face started. Isn't that cool? Oh, love it. So that is my Outlander piece for next week. And then I think that's all for my stitching. Put that over there. But I've done a few other bits and pieces. I haven't done any on my jelly garden. I haven't done any on my gnomes. I haven't done any on Spencer's blanket, my cardigan or my socks. But I am stupidly trying to teach myself how to knit using the continental method. I was taught the English method, you know, when I was really young by my mum. She taught me how to knit, and so now I'm trying to teach myself the continental method. So what I'm doing, I've got a big bag of bits of leftover balls of wool from previous projects. So what I thought I'd do is I'd start knitting them up and making a blanket using the mitered squares, so and joining them. So but the whole blanket, well the whole blanket, I'm going to persevere. I'm going to try and do it using the continental method. So I've made a start on my first, it's going to be a square, a mitered square, and that's how far I've got. Now that's taken me about, I don't know, those 4 rows or something. It's taken me about, I don't know, 6 or 7 days. It's very slow and painful at the moment, but I'm getting better, and I'm going to carry on and keep going. So that is my new knitting project, but I'm in no rush for that because it's just me. You're going to have to excuse the neighbour's dog. He must have gone out, and the dog's got anxiety and it just goes nuts when he's not home. So yeah, no rush for that one. I'm just going to plod along and keep practicing and see how I go. So now what else? For my granny square piece, I've bought a little frame that I want to frame it in. So that's that there. But as you can see, it's not screwed on straight, so I'm going to pull it apart and I'm going to paint this white, all this black part white, and then it's a 4x4 frame, so it'll fit in there perfectly, and then it won't look so clashy if that's white, so that'll look nice in there. And then the other thing I bought was, oh my goodness me, I just about fell off my chair. I didn't realise that Hands-On Design are slowly converting a lot of their charts to PDF, whereas before they were only available in a printed copy from your LNS or Etsy or wherever. So when I discovered this, I scooted on over to their website and I bought one of the charts in the Laundry Company series that they bought out. So I'll just fold that. Oh gosh. So this one is the Never Ending Cycle. So I'm so excited to start that. So I'm going to do all 3 and hang them in my laundry. And then there's a bonus one too, which I don't, oh this is terrible, is up here. Oh, that's better. So there we go. So that's the Never Ending Cycle. And then I'll do that one there too as well. So I was very excited to find that they are now converting to PDF some of their patterns. So they've only done a few of their older ones to start with, but seeing that on there, I just had to have it. So right, and then this morning I did a little bit of sewing, and I made my grandson a little drawstring bag to put all his toys in, put his little cars in. So, and I even made my own pattern, and away we went. So I followed a tutorial on YouTube of a a vlogger that I watch. I've been watching her for years and years and years. Her name's Ellie, and she's from the UK, and her YouTube channel is Little Drops of Wonderful, and she does a lot of knitting and crochet, and she makes all of these little bags for her projects and giveaways. And so yesterday at work I bought some Disney Cars fabric, because Spencer's obsessed with Disney Cars, and so I made him a little drawstring bag to put some of his cars, and I don't know how many will fit in there, and I thought I'm going to make another one to put some of my knitting in. So that was super quick and easy, and it's all fully lined. So I took my sewing machine in last week to get it serviced, and I picked it up on Sunday, and she is just purring along. No more clunk 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 as we sew. It's so quiet, I couldn't believe it. So extremely happy with that. So that's about it for today, I think. I don't have anything else to share, but I will let you all go. Thank you very much for spending some time with me, and I will see you all again next week. Bye.